Few threats feel more violating than the idea of being forcibly outed to your family. If a blackmailer threatens to reveal your sexual orientation, the fear can feel overwhelming, especially if your family is unaware or unsupportive. People often describe this specific kind of coercion as an outing threat, and it is a powerful form of psychological pressure. Sextortion criminals look to exploit any information they can, and identity-based fears often trigger intense emotional distress and urgency. This fear does not mean the threat is inevitable. It means the criminal is using a pressure point they believe will work. Many reported cases show that some threats are used primarily as intimidation tactics, but they still need to be handled with extreme caution. In this video, we explain how outing threats are used in sextortion, the psychological tactics blackmailers rely on, how real the risk actually is, and the concrete steps you can take to protect yourself and regain control. Why forced coming out is used as leverage. Blackmailers look for secrets tied to fear of rejection or harm. Sexual orientation becomes leverage when criminals believe disclosure could damage family relationships, housing stability, or emotional safety. Often, scammers exaggerate their ability to contact family members to increase panic. Law enforcement notes that many threats are designed to scare victims into compliance rather than follow through, but it's still important to take them seriously. Understanding that forced coming out threats are psychological weapons helps reduce their control and allows you to make an informed response. Common ways outing threats are delivered. Blackmailers typically escalate outing threats using predictable language and tactics. The following red flags may signal that someone is trying to leverage your sexual identity. Claims they've identified your family or contacts based on publicly available information. Screenshots meant to look like drafted messages. Deadlines demanding immediate compliance. Statements suggesting your family will never forgive you. Repeated reminders meant to keep fear active. These tactics are meant to overwhelm you emotionally, not reflect guaranteed exposure. Why this type of blackmail is especially dangerous. Forced coming out can cause severe emotional harm, particularly for victims who fear rejection or retaliation. Mental health research shows that threats targeting identity can intensify anxiety, panic, and trauma responses. Criminals rely on these reactions to push victims into compliance. The FBI warns that giving in to demands often leads to additional threats rather than safety. Silence and fear increase vulnerability rather than protection. Regaining control when identity is weaponized. If you are facing an outing threat, focus on safety and structure. Immediate steps to take: preserve all evidence. Save messages, usernames, threats, payment demands, and any screenshots provided. Do not react emotionally or rush to decisions. Panic increases mistakes. Avoid deleting accounts or conversations. Evidence preservation is critical. Assess actual exposure risk. Many threats rely on bluff and intimidation rather than verified access. Report the blackmail to the online platform and law enforcement, such as the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Reporting creates documentation and helps authorities track identity-based sextortion trends. Seek emotional support. Forced coming out threats are traumatic, and mental health professionals recognize this stress as legitimate. Consider a reputable private cybersecurity firm experienced in sextortion cases. Specialists can evaluate exposure risk, guide response, and help reduce escalation without increasing danger. You are not obligated to come out on someone else's timeline. Control over your identity belongs to you, not a criminal. Your sexuality should never make you a victim. A blackmailer threatening to out you is exploiting fear, not holding authority over your life. While the threat feels deeply personal, it is a known coercion tactic used to force silence and compliance. Acting strategically, preserving evidence, and seeking expert support significantly reduce risk and restore control. If you are being threatened with exposure or forced coming out, you do not have to face it alone or make decisions in panic. Outing-based blackmail is one of the most psychologically damaging forms of sextortion because it targets your identity, family relationships, and emotional safety, not just your privacy. Blackmail.HelpLine specializes in identity-based extortion cases, including outing threats, family exposure risks, and partner-related sextortion, combining cybersecurity investigators, legal consultants, and trauma-informed support specialists to help victims assess real exposure risk, preserve digital evidence, identify escalation patterns, and reduce harm without triggering retaliation. Most importantly, we understand that forced coming out is not just a technical problem, but a deeply personal crisis, and our approach prioritizes your safety, mental health, and right to control your own identity. If you are facing an outing threat or any form of sextortion, you can speak confidentially with an expert today at 888-634-1535 or visit blackmail.HelpLine.com. Helpful links and resources. To learn more, visit our website at blackmailhelpline.com. The link is in the description below. Feel free to leave a comment with your questions or call us directly at 888-634-1535. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you'd like us to cover more cases like this. See you in the next video.